All right. I am figuring out I need to talk louder and more clearly. Anyway, I've always been a proponent of getting counseling, no matter what your situation is in life, no matter who you are. If you're going through it, get counseling. And I did that. And I did that. And at first, it was great. I really liked the lady and we clicked, and she was older than me and a bit more experienced. And she also acknowledged that spiritual side of me and the law of attraction and things like that, which I like. Well, after about six, I would say, sessions, she looked at me and said, "Well, how would you feel about doing something spiritual?" And I said, "Yeah, I do need to connect with the spiritual part of myself again. I need to maybe join a new spiritual center because my old one closed during COVID and blah, blah, blah." And she said, "That sounds good, but what about a smaller group setting where it was about exploring spirituality, maybe learning some new things, connecting with different people?" It sounded great. So I did it. And the first meeting was pretty good. It was okay. Six out of the seven of us showed up. And some of the ones that showed up I connected with because they were LGBT. And one lady spoke of nature, being connected to nature and not really having a traditional spiritual path as a child, which I relate to. That lady got shut down by the counselor slash spiritual leader. Should say spiritual leader wannabe. She's a good therapist, not a good spiritual leader. It feels like she cut that lady off and said, "Oh, we gotta make sure everybody has time," and blah blah blah. But yet with everybody else, she was very open. She was very probing questions and keep going stuff. So I didn't like the way she dealt with that as a counselor and just as somebody who I like fairness. We were fairness. Yes, yes. It is weird doing this on the laptop. I'm so used to, but I will say I don't have to have my camera on a tripod. It is sitting on top of my laptop. But anyway, I uh I gave it a second try because I said, that this might have been something between her and that lady. And for all I know, that lady had said, "Hey, stop me cold if I start going off on a tangent or whatever." I don't know. So I came again. This time, the ones I connected with a little bit were not there. And she had us do some couple of really horrible things that I didn't like. And it, everybody started out as Christian and kind of became a little more New Age. That's where they were all at. And then talk also started becoming a bit more outer spacey, for lack of a better word, almost feeling like Illuminati stuff. And I was going to give it a third try, but I actually did in one of my vlogs, I did a reading on it. And then I talked to a couple of people, including my mother, she's psychic and she connects. So, anyway, just sharing that story and seeing how well I like posting just a direct, unedited video like this.